from spearheading global infrastructure service delivery and service management for prominent IT firms.
Then critical thinking, I think that's one of the very prime important factors. Knowledge is very imperative to know where you have artificial intelligence, machine learning, bots, which give you the reality of really talking to a human being.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Sunny Pancholi, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. We have one such industry giant on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Ms Charu Ahuja. She has served as Delivery Director, IT Infra India at Computer Center India Private Limited, overseeing global infrastructure service delivery and management for various IT domains, including workspace, digital operations, ITSM, and communications and collaborations, among others. Additionally, she has held accountability for the P&L of the India region. Welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, Ms Ahuja.
Hi, everyone.
So could you let our viewers know in brief about your career journey so far, culminating in your latest role at Computer Center India, along with your achievements and contributions?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for that. Well, I would say that I'm a thought leader and a thorough professional. I have served the IT industry for almost 25 years now in the infrastructure service delivery management. And I have serviced almost 80 plus clients globally throughout my career, spanning from life sciences, healthcare, BFSI, manufacturing, FMCG, retail, automotives, and international industry. I mean, you just name it, and I think I have it on my resume, and not only on my resume, but I have it, in my blood by now, with that kind of experience that I have. So some of the leading organizations that I've worked with before Computer Center are Entity Data Services, Deloitte Consulting, HCL, IBM, American Express, PepsiCo International, Fidelity International, to name a few. And the list is actually more, but I think I would just, summarize it with these companies itself. And as far as the portfolios that I've handled are in strategy planning for the organization, from long-term goals to mid-size and the short-term goals, to ensure that the organization is able to fulfill its dream goals in the long term and become more growth-minded as well as more employee-oriented organization. And I am also, an expert in managing stakeholders, cybersecurity, automation, GRC, GDPR, HIPAA-compliant practitioner, understand the organizational IT policy making, continual service improvement, account management, like you just mentioned, handling profit and loss for many, many accounts, cost optimization, communication collaborations, leading the quarterly business reviews with the business for business extensions across the globe, doing RFPs, end user computing infrastructure, service delivery, etc. And I have also been a crucial part of steering committee meeting and a leader in managing digital workspace services. Besides that, I am also a certified international coach for leaders and teams, and I have coached around 10 to 12 CIOs and CXOs across the globe to make a difference in how the organization is performing, to retain the employees' growth, productivity, profitability, and building the personal and professional values. And I think that's more of it to summarize.
Right. Ms Ahuja, thank you for the excellent start to this interview. And I must say your career journey is truly inspiring.
Thank you.
All right. So continuing our conversation, in your opinion, what are the most critical factors for successfully managing a large and diverse team across multiple geographical locations?
Okay. I believe that, there are multiple critical factors which are based on the leadership approach that you take, being collaborative, your knowledge, how you conduct yourself, critical thinking, strategic planning, putting attention to detail, and of course, delivery, which is the most important part of any organization, whether you are a service provider organization or you are at a client organization. So to begin with, I would take an example of myself that I have been a servant leader, at the same time, a transformational leader. To make an organization successful, first think about your own employees and clients. While technology is the key, the biggest onsets are your people, and they are the most important assets of an organization. And investing in your people, uh, developing their skills, nurturing their knowledge, and treating them well, which is very important, is what makes an organization great. So people like to be heard, just not listened. So do genuine things for your employees, because I believe happy people or happy employees lead to happy customers. Believe in can-do approach, be very proactive and observant of your environment. Uh, Segregate noise versus value addition. Then critical thinking, I think that's one of the very prime important factors, because as a leader, we should be focusing on long-term goals, uh, dividing them into various midterm and then short-term goals. Taking one step at a time is very important to avoid any kind of complications, because I think human beings are the most complicated creatures of the universe. And sometimes we human beings only make simple things very complicated. So it's very important to define your goal and diverge from the noise, because our environment is so full of noise, and as a leader we should know where to draw the line. Work in collaboration with global geographies, uh, taking everybody along, that's very important. Understanding the cultural differences, acknowledging the differences, and planning and execution of your decisions, which are based on centralization as well as decentralization at the same time, is necessary to avoid conflict of interest, and also to uh, operate in a jurisdiction of uh, various rules, laws, regulations of each and every geography, country, region. That's very, very key. Then knowledge. Knowledge is very imperative to know uh, various governance procedures that you have to follow, and have a proper governance structure in place where you have defined entry and exit gates. There is a famous term called different strokes for different folks, and many in body, one in mind. So, I believe processes, guidelines can be different, but standards will still remain constant across all the geographies. So, if you have the knowledge, the game is yours.
All right. That sounds incredible. So, building on to that, you have a slew of educational diplomas and degrees. So, is it because of your quest for knowledge or willingness to aid your profession with education?
Actually, it's a combination of both the things. I believe in today's world, you have to be very, very diversified. Uh, People expect you to know A, B, C, and X, Y, Z. So I won't say that I'm, a master in everything, but at least I'm knowledgeable of what's happening around, what is that the industry is wanting, and of course, to develop yourself. Learning is a journey which never stops. So the more hunger you have to learn and understand, the better you can add value to your organization, to your clients. So, which is why it's a combination of both the things for me. Just to give you a little background, I have done my three masters actually. I did my BCom honors from Delhi University. Then I did my MCom from Banaras Hindu University. Then I did my MBA in IT from Amity in Noida. And then I did my master's in international business management in Auckland, New Zealand. I have lived in UK for several years. I have lived in New Zealand and I have been traveling to US for more than 20 plus years now. So, and of course, other geographies such as UK, which like England, I said it's my second home. I've been to Germany. I have dealt with so many people across the globe that, it is very imperative that you should have the knowledge of what people are talking about. If you're just, you're blindfolded, then neither you understand what they are talking about, nor you are able to add your valuable contribution. So it was my hunger to be, I wouldn't say the best, but to be there. And of course, yes, everyone aspires to be their best, and my journey is still on.
Amazing. All right. So now that we have discussed your career journey, your professional pursuits, roles and responsibilities, and your achievements, let's dive into the subject of ESG and corporate governance. So here is my question to you, and a very obvious one. How and when did you develop an interest in ESG and corporate governance?
So, few years ago, somebody told me, "Hey, have you ever thought of about being an independent director?" And honestly, I didn't have any knowledge on what that is and what that means. And that intrigued me to understand what the curriculum is all about, how executive or a non-executive director is or plays a very important role in today's industry. And then I, introspected myself and understood that, hey, I have so much with me in terms of my knowledge, in terms of corporate governance that I know of, and certain other attributes. For example, inclusion, equity, diversity. And these days, I have heard a lot about women empowerment. What is this women empowerment? Why do we talk about men and women have to be treated equally? A lot of diversity programs being run in the corporate world. But, having that exposure of working with the entire global people, I still see that there are a lot of gaps. Either we are not following the governance rules properly, the rules and regulations, or we are boasting a lot about diversity, women empowerment. But is it really on the ground? I won't say it's not existing, but then the percentage is really small. And if we have to sustain in a better world for tomorrow, then it is very important that people like me, people like other people who want to be independent director, who want to be in corporate governance space, can come from a non-judgmental aspect, listening to both sides of the story and coming to a conclusion where you are not biased by other people's opinion and judgment. So the first aspect is non-judgmental part, and that will come if you understand corporate governance and various other aspects which are related to this role. And that is something which is there in my mind, and I would love to become an independent director, helping the other board of directors to take a stand, to promote the right, and to play their part by being fair, honest, transparent, and in justice.
All right. So as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table, Ms Ahuja?
So, like I said, one is diversity and inclusion. The other is that I carry a huge huge experience in the IT infrastructure industry from almost 25 years plus now. So when it comes to data security, when it comes to various compliance rules, because these days, data is being used by everyone in a very big aspect. Now, what is this data? How is this classified? What kind of rules and regulations are we following in order to protect the rights of people, confidentiality, personal information protection, or health information protection? We have to be very, very cognizant because we are playing with human beings' data. And it is very important that, we have to be very, very cognizant of the fact that there should not be any slippage in doing these roles and responsibilities. Therefore, it is very imperative somebody like me coming from a fresh pair of eyes, at the same time coming with that kind of industry experience, which is prevalent now these days, where you can give your value adds and think from a different standpoint rather than just following a Bible, which is great. That's incredible that you have the knowledge, but how do you use that knowledge to bring the right things to the right people, where people, organizations, clients feel secure? And that is the major motive of your question that you asked me.
All right. Okay. So moving ahead, as someone working closely with technology, what are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with changes in technology? And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, cloud, digital twin, Web 3.0, etc., etc.?
Right. That's $1 million question, by the way. I remember when I was born, that was in 1976. I'm talking about four and a half plus decades ago now. And we didn't know what is technology. There was only one TV with the Chitrahar coming on every Sunday, and maybe one movie every week, and that too black and white. There were no colored technologies available. We used to go to school by walking, or school buses. Means of transport were limited. Technology was limited. Very recently, I went to US and just to meet my sister, and she bought a new car. Make is Tesla. And when I looked at the technology of Tesla, it's amazing. It's earth-shattering for me. It has a big iPad kind of a control, where every machinery is controlled by that particular device. If you, for God forbid, if there's a red light and there's a yellow light that you're trying to pass by, and it suddenly turns red, even if you don't apply brake, the car will automatically apply brake. That's part of automation, which amazed me so much that, oh my God, look at the technology. And, that was just a very, very recent experience that I had. But talking about today's world, where you have artificial intelligence, machine learning, bots, which give you the reality of really talking to a human being. I have seen such sophisticated bots which can really talk to the end user as a human being. So this is definitely going to be the future of IT. It's been more eye-catching in the last 5 to 7 years, but that is going to be the future. Everything, I think, will be done by robots going forward. But there's one thing I believe, that technology, machine learning, artificial intelligence, blockchain, you name whatsoever, can never replace human beings. And they cannot bring in the human values. They cannot have the element of empathy. You call a call center, you get an automated voice response where you explain your problem, yes or no answers. And then if your problem is still not answered, the call is transferred to a human being, a normal representative, where you are able to explain your problem in detail and the person is able to help you. Well, we still have to cross that bridge where everything and every aspect of our life can be tackled by technology. Talking about blockchain, yes, it is a very interesting technology for ledger postings and to ensure that, the work is being divided amongst various layers and there is no slippage, there is no human error, which is great. It is a boom. It is a blessing in disguise. I still believe that technology and human beings have to work hand in hand because if everything has to be replaced by technology, all the human beings will go out of job one day. And it would be very difficult for people like you, me, and the others watching this video to survive. So while technology is made for human beings, and it should not be that technology is made to replace human beings, is my ideology. It should be used to an extent. And yes, this is going to be the future. You and I can't deny it. And it is for our betterment. But then, as a global society, we have to think about sustainability of this planet, sustainability of human beings, and our environment. So technology is also rapidly dilapidating our society, our environment. Today, the kids are born, with two-year-old, I see an iPad or an iPhone. They're busy playing games. During our time, that was not the case. We used to go out in playgrounds and play. We had friends. Today, people have lost the values of having friends. Everything is technology driven. Either you are in front of your laptop or you are watching Netflix or you are, on your phone calls playing video or children are playing video games. Where are the true values of human beings? So I think technology has to be somewhere amalgamated with the human relationships, despite being the future of the globe.
Rightly said, Ms. Ahuja. And thank you for sharing such amazing insights into different subjects.
Thank you.
All right. So this brings us to the last question of the session. And here it is. We are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about these initiatives taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the team of World Development Corporation?
First of all, I would like to make a compliment to these two wonderful, amazing individuals that I had got a chance to speak with in person. They are revolutionists. They are bringing so much of change to our society. And they are developing the right kind of people with the right competence skill levels to rule the industry. And hats off to them for running this initiative. And, I feel a sense of humanity when I speak to them, when I speak to you, when I speak to any person who's associated with Directors Institute. And it is just a splendid experience so far. Yes, they are doing a wonderful, fantastic job of creating the industry magnets, because that is what is required in today's corporate world, irrespective that's public or private, because somebody who comes from outside and as an external independent director gives their insight, takes a non-judgmental approach, and balances everything by knowing the facts and proofs rather than just going by the judgment being passed on preconceived notions. So I think that is very much required. Corporate governance is something that really has to be incorporated in today's industry in order for the industry to boom and go in the right direction. So I believe the entire organization, including yourself, I think you guys are doing just fantastic job by bringing people like us to this platform where we can share our views, and maybe our audiences can also gauge into some knowledge and get a different perspective. And I think they are, yes, they are developing the magnets of the world. They are really doing the right justice to provide some sense of guidance, direction to the corporates, to all the, whether it's a public or a private owned organization. Certainly the being part of the executive boards, being an executive member or non-executive member, people coming from diversified backgrounds, different cross-culture society, they have a very pivotal role to play in the society. And Zishan and Devil are just doing excellent work there.
Great. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that our insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you, Ms. Charu Ahuja, for joining us today. Wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute has unquestionably expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds.
Thank you so much for inviting me and letting me the part of this discussion. I really hope that I was able to add some value to other people's perspective. And thank you for hosting this session.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you so much.